Hi, Alan here. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite plants in Vermont, jewelweed. It grows usually in damp areas, partial sun, and frequently along streams. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the stream in the background. Jewelweed are annual plants, meaning that they grow from seeds and then die that same year. They grow to be about 3 or 4 feet high, then quickly die in the fall after the first heavy frosts. The flowers begin to show at the beginning of August. Today is August 3rd, so we are just beginning to see flowers. The stems of jewelweed are delicate and break easily. I'll break one here so you can see what it's like. They're very delicate. I'm not sure why it's called jewelweed. I do know that dew and rain make sparkling droplets of water on the leaves. When the leaves are put underwater, they also sparkle like silver. Notice what happens when I immerse the leaves underwater. You'll see little silver sparkles as the leaves trap the silver, and they look like little jewels. This particular stem of jewelweed has a very interesting growth formation on it. Notice this little fruit-like thing. It's actually not a fruit, but an insect gall. An insect has made this, and occasionally you'll find them on the jewelweed plant. I'll talk about the galls later. Jewelweed can help with poison ivy rashes. Take the stems, crush them over your skin, and just rub it, and the juice from the plant can make the poison ivy feel better. It will not make the bumps go away though, but it just makes it feel better. So I've wandered up along the stream across from my house a little bit, and here is a yellow jewelweed. The yellow jewelweed love calcium in the soil, and this is calcium that came from ocean deposits from when Vermont was covered with ocean 500 million years ago. Notice that the yellow jewelweed is a much shorter flower, and they both have that little spur out the back. This particular yellow jewelweed also has a gall that is purple. Again, it's the same insect gall, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Sometimes you'll find a yellow jewelweed growing right next to orange jewelweed. Here's an example of that. And the flowers have different pollinators. Here is the orange jewelweed, which has a longer flower and a longer little tube at the back of the flower. About the third week of August, the time that we have camp, some of the flowers of jewelweed will have been pollinated by bumblebees, and the fertilized flowers will have produced seed pods, as seen here on the left of the flower. As the seed pods mature, they become a slightly darker color. I like the seed pods at this point because they explode. Look for a swollen pod, touch it, and pop! It explodes and sends seeds in all directions. Playing with the seed pods is fun. This is the way that the plant disperses its seeds away from the plant. Here's a photo by Dwight Kuhn, one of my favorite photographers. He has captured the microsecond that the seed pod exploded and shows the seeds being projected away from the plant. This will assure that you will find jewelweed plants in the same area next year. I mentioned earlier in this video that I would talk about the insect galls on the jewelweed plants. These small round balls dangling on jewelweed are made by a small fly which lays eggs on the developing flower bud. The fly larvae get nutrients from the jewelweed plant. The plant tissue reacts to the eggs of the fly and creates this growth, which we call a midge gall. Fly larvae will exit the gall in the fall. If you carefully open one of these galls, you will find tiny orange fly larvae inside. Bumblebees pollinate the flowers of jewelweed, although you might see other pollinators, including hummingbirds and other types of insects. Some bumblebee species have long tongues, and other species have short tongues. The long-tongued species prefer orange jewelweed, while the short-tongued species of bumblebees like the yellow. Some insects, known as nectar robbers, drill a small hole at the base of the flower to steal the nectar. Nectar robbers do not pollinate the flowers. Look around your house and see if you can find jewelweed. I hope you have a great summer. Take care. Bye.